Good evening, Rain. Good evening to all of those that are joining the stream. Thank you for coming. And this is an excellent time to like, share, comment, tag persons in the comment section that may benefit from our discussion this evening. And I do believe that that is everyone. I'm going to get the topic up over here on Facebook, and that is the role of whole foods in a healthy lifestyle. If you do not already do so, go ahead and follow on all of your favorite social outlets. So we've got Instagram, we've got Facebook, we've got YouTube, there's LinkedIn, there's Twitter. Let's see, there's Pinterest. Okay, so we're on all of your favorite platforms. We are on Clubhouse. So you can find us on most of those channels on under the hashtag or under the handle, pardon me, at I am Dr. Felicia, Adderley Physiotherapy on Facebook. And if I'm not mistaken, Adderley Physiotherapy still on Pinterest. Everywhere else, we are at I am Dr. Felicia. Thank you so much for your kind comment there. All right. So I am going to go ahead and jump in here. I'm not going to keep you long this evening at all. So, for those of you that may not be familiar with me, I am Dr. Felicia, physiotherapist and certified health coach. I am the proprietor of Adderley Physiotherapy over on Mackey Street in the Mackey Street Plaza, where over the last 6 years, I have helped hundreds of patients reach their physiotherapy goals. Okay, now I was also certified as a health coach, and in doing so, I am now able to help thousands more women expand my reach through working online so that I can help people with their health and wellness goals. So we're able to be much more proactive than reactive. So you don't have to wait until you're hurt to come and get the therapy, or wait until some, let's say, lifestyle disease like high blood pressure has caused a stroke. And then you have to come and see a therapist so that we can help you strengthen and walk again and all of that. But instead, I can now help you create a better and healthier lifestyle for yourself so that perhaps you can avoid high blood pressure and the stroke in the first place. Okay. All right. So let's see. I have been a physiotherapist for nearly 10 years now. My 10-year anniversary will be in December. Hard to believe, one more month. And I will be at a ripe 10 years as a therapist. Let's see. Let's see. I attended Gannon University, and that's where I got my bachelor's and my doctorate in physiotherapy. Returned home and continued some continuing education. I often traveled to do some additional study. Okay, I try to do that at least once a year and do additional certifications and things like that so that I can be a better therapist and be better able to serve the community. Okay. So that's just a little bit about me. More and more will be revealed in the process. So if you do not already do so, make sure that you do things like follow. So that's where I'll be sharing some of my story, as well as in the emails that I send out to my email list on a weekly basis. Okay, so make sure that you are signed up for everything so that you don't miss a thing. And often there's different content on different outlets or avenues. So make sure that you are tuned in. Okay. All right. So, disclaimer. So, anything that I say during this broadcast is not meant to be taken as medical advice. It is just general information for your knowledge. And I would advise anyone that before they make any changes to their eating or movement habits, that they do consult their primary care physician. Okay, so that everybody is on the same page. All right. I don't want anybody getting wild out here and taking themselves off their medication, talking about Dr. Felicia said. General information. If you do want to work with me one-on-one, then make sure that you go ahead and hit me in the DMs, or you can WhatsApp me. Any of that will get my attention and get you a response. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and jump in this evening. Our topic is the role of whole foods in a healthy lifestyle. So, you know that we talk about certain topics on this channel. Healthy lifestyle is big, whole foods is big as a part of a healthy lifestyle. And we're going to talk a little bit about why this evening. Okay, we're also about prevention of lifestyle diseases, cancer, and the like. Okay, so if that sounds like something that you're all about, getting yourself healthier, feeling better, having more energy, living longer, hopefully, those are all good and positive things. So, what can happen though is that there's a lot of confusion. It's like, where do I start? What do I do? What do I eat? How much do I eat? You know, uh, and then knowing all of the things that really contribute towards having a healthy lifestyle. Like, for instance, if a person wants to lose weight, I find that there are many factors that people are literally clueless about that is impacting their ability to take off the weight and keep it off. So let's jump into our very interesting statistic here. So here it says that 63% of the American diet consists of processed food. 63%. Okay, 63%. That's more than half of the diet being processed. Okay, so there's a lot of misinformation in the media. I was listening to something interesting today, and they were talking about how the food pyramid as we know it was not the way that it was put forward. And I would encourage you to do your own research on this and on any other health related matters that you may be curious about. But they were saying that this food pyramid that we know it as today is not how it was actually originally designed by the dietitians that were responsible for doing that. So what they presented and what came out was completely different. And so it's important to know that, things can be skewed and information can be bent and twisted basically to serve the purposes of some very large and very profitable industries. So make sure that you fully educate yourselves as best as you can. A good health education or nutrition education, right? I'm here to help you out as much as I possibly can. All right, so I will bring the information down to you. So, healthy eating, it just really confuses a lot of people. And understandably so, because the messaging that is out there is often constantly changing, and then it can be deliberately misleading in many cases. So, when you hear the term whole foods, it means the foods that are naturally occurring out there. You could find them in nature. Like you could find a chicken, God put chickens here. Okay, he made the chickens. Okay, he made the cows. Okay, chickens lay eggs. Eggs are whole foods too. Okay, he put the trees and the plants here. Okay, so it grows from the ground, and that was its original form or function, oranges, apples, zucchini, carrots, all of these things that are naturally occurring out there. Those are whole foods. Now, when they go into a factory and going through any sort of a process, then it becomes processed food or even things that did not exist in nature to begin with. And it's easy to tell, like when you turn something around, you check that label. So please do get in the habit of doing that if you are not already, if you didn't learn that yet from our discussions here on Thursdays. Turn that around. You can even go to your cupboard and do it after the live stream. Turn it around and take a look at what's in there. If you turn around the peanut butter and it's like peanuts and salt, that's good peanut butter to eat. If you turn it around and it's like a laundry list of ingredients and you can't pronounce them and you know it's been processed. They just put a bunch of stuff in there and a bunch of stuff in there that we really didn't need. And that's 2 to 1 not going to be good for us in the long run. Okay. So when you think so, even things that could have come from a good natural source can get distorted. Okay. when they go to the warehouse and through the packing plant and go through all of this processing, and they got to add preservatives and additives and all of this stuff to make it look better, stuff to make it taste better. Okay, always be very aware and cognizant of those things when you're making your selections at the grocery store. Just make the best choices that you can. All right, so you're looking for something that's quote unquote real food. You want real food, okay? You want to eat real food. This includes 2 to 1 a lot of plant foods, okay? But like I said, there's, meats are considered whole foods as well, but you will often hear the term whole food linked to plant-based. So you hear a lot of whole food, plant-based diet, okay? All right, excellent, excellent. So, my first point that I wanted to bring to you this evening was to eat with joy. Food can be nutritious, but taste good too. I think that there's a misconception among a lot of people when you hear healthy food. You think that it's not going to taste good, right? You think it's going to taste like cardboard. Remember when rice cakes were really in? They were healthy, right? But what was the taste that they had? I couldn't get into rice cakes. I don't know about anybody else here, but rice cakes were always a no for me. But the picture and the idea of what healthy food looks and tastes like, I would like to think it is changing, okay? Because we have some very creative vegans, and we have the internet, so everybody's able to like share very easily and readily what they're able to do, what they create in the kitchen, and it's been very amazing and freeing. So with the movement towards better health, we're seeing a lot more vegan and just healthy food options that are popping up. I can even think of several right here in town where you can get something that tastes really good. It's like basically gourmet, but it's good for you. Okay? So those are opening up our options. Now, when you eat with joy, you can actually enjoy the process of cooking itself. I know that not everyone really likes to cook, okay? But we all have to eat. So if you're able to prepare your food yourself, then at least you have that control over what goes into it. And you can actually enjoy the process. It's a good opportunity to spend time with kids if you have kids, and then you get to pass along healthy habits to them as well. Healthy kids become healthy adults. Okay, so whatever habits they pick up in their childhood, a lot of persons carry those habits with them into their adulthood, and people are able to change. Anybody can change anything about themselves if they put forward enough effort and they are consistent and they persevere. Okay, but it's harder. Okay. The longer that you've had a habit that's ingrained in you, the harder that it is. Unless for some people there's like some like really earth-shattering occurrence that's really like an eye opener, and it really spurs them to some health change. And often it's something that can be very drastic, like a health scare either of their own or from someone that is close to them, or worse, even the death of a loved one that may have passed on due to some completely avoidable disease, you know? So it's also a good time. Thanksgiving is coming up, y'all. Friendsgiving is the new term for those that just want to get together and have that nice Thanksgiving meal with friends. Okay, that's a good time too, to have that good quality time. If you want to get together and prepare something, don't forget you can make a lot of nice, healthy substitutions while you're doing it and have you a happy, healthy Thanksgiving. But food is something that is meant to be enjoyed. Okay, so don't ever think that because you want to eat healthy, you want to take care of your heart, you want to have more energy, you want to maybe even lose weight. Don't think that you can't eat food that you still enjoy. Food is still to be enjoyed, just as life is. And food is really more than just food when you think about it. Food means sometimes friendship. I don't know if this is a tradition here in our country, but I know in the US, like if you move into a new neighborhood, like it's the tradition to bring over like some baked good or covered dish. For us, I think it would be the traditional potluck. Everybody cook something and bring it. That's kind of like the friendly way to do it, to get together and have a meal where all of the stress and strain isn't on one person. Or if someone is just maybe having a gathering, you might offer to make something or pick something up. Food is also culture. Our thoughts, our ideals, the way that we approach meals, food, eating, it's cultural. So we know here in the Bahamas, hey, what does a traditional Sunday dinner look like? It's peas and rice, at least two meats. It is potato salad, it's macaroni, maybe some coleslaw. It's usually pretty starchy, right? That's our culture. Let's see, in the Filipino culture, or in the Philippines, what do they eat as a large part of their culture? Same in Vietnam, rice. Big part of, I want to say, pretty much the whole like Asian culture, if I'm not mistaken. They eat rice every day, white rice. Okay, it's cultural. Okay, so it can be difficult sometimes to tell a person not to eat that way. Okay, so food isn't really just food. Food is also memories. We have a lot of strong memories and feelings that are attached to particular foods or meals, because it may be something that, maybe it was something that your grandmother used to make. Okay, and these memories memories are a part of us, right? So it's going to be difficult to tell a person, I mean, it's tied to emotions. Food isn't really just food. It's more than that. So that's why sometimes these attachments that we have to foods can be so difficult to break. It isn't just, oh my God, I just wanted to eat XYZ. Sometimes people move to another country. And even for instance, let's say college students. A college student could leave their home country, wherever, the Bahamas, India, wherever, go to America to go to school. And you want to cook and eat your native food. Because why? It makes you feel closer to home. You're away from home for several months at a time, and you miss your home. So what happens? You want to taste some conch fritters. You want to taste some conch salad. You want some peas and rice. Okay? And there's something that can be a comfort in that to a person that is homesick. So food is more than food. So it's not as easy as just saying, oh, well, stop eating that. There's more to it than that. There's a lot of a psychological component that goes along with it. Okay, that was a little health coaching moment there for you. Okay, so shameless plug. I go 20 feet deeper than that in the one-on-one coaching, and we'll go maybe about 10 feet deeper than that in my group course that is coming. Okay, stay tuned for that. All right, so my second point of the evening. Oh, I'm holding back a sneeze. Excuse me. Excuse me, all. All right. So, making movement a part of your daily habits encourages you to eat healthier. It goes hand in hand. This is the PB&J of health coaching, okay? It's almost automatic. When a person starts to do one thing, thank you, someone said bless you. When a person starts to do one positive thing towards their health, whether that is getting up and starting moving with deliberate thought or action, right? Not just I get up and I walk from my desk to the vending machine, right? Thank you. But actual deliberate movement, like you're making an effort to actually put a part of some form of exercise into your day. What will happen is a person will then have something click in their brain that's like, okay, I need to like put the healthy eating with that too. Because one really doesn't make sense without the other one. Like, who eats just like a peanut butter sandwich by itself? Just put the peanut butter. I mean, you could, but doesn't it taste better when there's all natural peanut butter now on whole grain bread? Okay? and some natural preserves, not the like some natural because you can make your own jam. Y'all know y'all could make your own jam without all of the preservatives and all the junk that they put in it. If you don't know, now you know. All right, so if a person is doing one, generally something will click in their brain and then they will want to do the next thing. The reverse is also true. If a person is already starting to make some positive changes towards eating healthier, 2 to 1, they're going to want to start to exercise as well. Okay? Because it's just going to make sense to them. And usually when you make one positive change, in this case, health change, it's easier to make the next one and the next one after that. Okay? Because it's like it gives you a little boost of confidence. You feel better about yourself. You feel like, wow, look at how I did that. I could do more. I could do something else. Like I could do this, right? Point number 3, time management. Okay? So using whole foods as a part of your diet can help you to have better time management. Okay? When you start to make that change towards being healthier, eating healthier, then you're going to want to start doing things like planning your time so that you have time to make a shopping list. So not just randomly going to the store and picking up random items, processed items to make it even worse, right? So make time to plan out your shopping list, plan your meals or find recipes, healthy ones, and plan time to cook your food. Okay? So it doesn't have to even be the same time every week. You can plan a couple of meals, make sure you have your ingredients on hand. Sometimes time opens up when you don't expect it, like it would have yesterday for so many of us. No one expected last week that they would have Wednesday off. But I don't know who else had a fabulous day yesterday. Yesterday felt like a complete reset. I don't know who else felt that. But, it was like an extra day. And I was like, oh, if you wanted to cook or bake something, that was a good time. Yesterday was a perfect day for meal prep. Think about it, y'all. The electricity didn't even really go out in Nassau. Perfect timing. Okay. Now, how you cook this whole food matters. So if you now take the chicken, let's take 2 whole foods, right? We're going to use 2 proteins. Let's use chicken and let's use salmon. Now, what do you think is the best choice? Now, I could take this salmon and I could grill it. And I could take this chicken and I could deep fry it. Not air fry, deep fry. So, of course, what's going to be, they're both whole foods, but when we talk about making the better choice, what's the better choice? The fried chicken in vegetable oil, or is it going to be the salmon that you grilled? Okay, you can drop your answer in the comments, right? Okay, so I can see the responses are in the comment there. Yes, the salmon, not because it's salmon, but because it's grilled and not fried, right? Okay, and also just a side note, this is something that's pretty interesting as well. You know how we might like grilled food or food that's when it tastes like it's a little bit burned, so it tastes good. Some people really like the burn flavor. There is research that is showing that char that we will get on meat or other food items, maybe we've overcooked it or we've even maybe burned it a little bit. It's actually not healthy for us. That is actually a carcinogen or a cancer-causing agent. So think about that when you're preparing and cooking your food. Try to have as little of that kind of crispiness, that blackness on the food. Okay, so just thought I would throw that out there. Okay. Then also, you could have more time. This is when you use whole foods as a part of your lifestyle change and utilize time management. You can have more time to enjoy your life rather than obsessing worrying or being frustrated with getting healthy, right? So make better use of your time. You have more time to get out there and actually live your life. Okay? Pardon me. Whew, excuse me, y'all. That sneeze just brought it right down. Yes. All right. So, point number 4. Making a small change every week or month makes a big impact. Like they say, never despise small beginnings. Same is true for your health. Even a small change towards your health can have a big impact, can make a big difference, okay? It's more important just to start, okay? So just make sure that you're doing something towards your health and wellness. So whether it's just a small change this week, like, okay, I'm going to take out sodas instead of drinking a Coke every day, I'm going to have 2 glasses of water instead. Or instead of having a Rice Krispies treat as my snack, I'll have an apple instead. Instead of just watching Netflix after dinner, I will get on a stationary bike that I have sitting there, and I will ride that for 15 or 20 minutes, or I'll go out and I'll take a 15-minute walk. You know, these things are really, really important. So make sure that you are just making even small changes towards your better health and wellness. Like you will have nothing but gains. Okay, it can't hurt you really. So make sure that you are keeping that in mind, and also understand that lifestyle change takes time. So we're going to talk about this. It's not a crash diet, it's a lifestyle change. So changing your life isn't something that happens overnight. Undoing habits that you may have had since childhood isn't going to happen in a week or a month. Okay. So that's why when I work with clients, I don't work with anybody for less than 3 months. I don't do like one session, because I know that I can't really help anybody in one session. Okay. Like all that is just getting to know you. Let me find out like where you're at, what's your baseline, what it is that you would like to accomplish. But the one-on-one health coaching is much more than, oh, here's a list of foods to eat and a list of foods not to eat. People need more than that. Okay. People need accountability. People need to be directed through it. They need somebody to come along with them, on the journey, not just give them a list of foods and be like, all right, that's it. It's more than that, right? Many of you, who I'm always glad to see here, many of you come every week, right? So you didn't come to one live stream and be like, yep, that's it. That's all I needed to know. It's not enough for you to see a full or total transformation, is it? Okay. And there's so much involved, so many different factors. And it does take time. So be patient with yourselves, be kind to yourselves, and take it one day at a time, 1 week at a time, and just keep going. I encourage you all to just keep going on your health and wellness journeys. It's different for everyone. Everyone has a different journey, a different pace. People have different struggles. So it's very involved, okay? But don't give up on it, and don't give up on yourselves. All right, so my 5th and final point for the evening is that eating more whole foods as a part of a lifestyle change can help and reduce lifestyle diseases. So metabolic syndrome is basically like the trilogy of diabetes, high blood pressure, and obesity all put together. Okay, it could even help and reduce risk of cancer. And in fact, when it comes to diabetes, high blood pressure, obesity, these can arguably be reversed. And then the need for medication to control them eradicated. And that is huge. I had someone say to me this week, oh, he's like, well, if I get on this blood pressure medication, that's for life. I said, is it? It doesn't have to be. You know, you may need that for a season to help and control in the short term the blood pressure while you're working to get the other things that you know that you do when it's time to get the pressure to come down. Because a lot of the times it's not that people don't know. Now there may be some things you didn't know. Like someone seemed surprised here in the comments that having that black char on your food, that good grill, the grill marks that we like, that good grill charcoal taste and look, that is a carcinogen, cancer causing. I mean, there are many cancer causing agents. That's far from the only one, right? But there's a lot of information that we do know, a lot of basic information that's going to help us have better health and wellness, but we just don't do it, right? So, that too is where like the health coach comes in as your accountability partner. So it's good stuff. And diet, this is my point here. This is like a sub point or like final words here. Diet is different from lifestyle change. Why? Because lifestyle change is sustainable. Diets are not. Okay? Who here you ever heard of a lifetime diet? I have not. Okay? And very, very interesting too. Some of the diets will even have like, like a number, and they'll tell you like, oh, this get on this 30-day plan. What about the rest of the days in the year? Okay? How many days in a year? You can give somebody a diet for 30 days. What do they do after that? I guess if they just wanted to lose weight for an event and didn't care if they put it back on. But we need some changes that are sustainable. We need a way to live. It needs to be a way of life, not a short-term solution. Okay? That is my take-home point for the evening. So I hope that out of all of that, you were able to find something that was useful to you. Okay, let's see. Parting announcements. We do have a special guest next week. Ashley J will be joining us, Coach Ashley J, and she is a healthy love coach. And listen, you are not going to want to miss this. This information is going to be for everyone, because as long as you're in this world, you're going to be having relationships with other people. If you've ever been in a relationship, a love relationship, a love match, and maybe it didn't go the way that you thought it was going to go, and you might have been left with a little something that you didn't want to be left with, some emotional stuff that you might have been taking it around with you for a little while. It's time to lighten that load. So don't miss it next week. Okay, so this is as a part of our emotional wellness when we talk about our 8 pillars of wellness. Okay, so emotional is one of them. And so to be whole, healthy, happy people, we need to be well emotionally, because we know that these different pillars, they overlap. Okay, let me go ahead and I will get to these questions in just a moment. Let's see. Someone is actually asking, where is Ashley from? Ashley is from Houston. Or at least she lives in Houston currently. Let's see. Concierge PT service physiotherapy is available for persons that need a competent and caring therapist to come out to their home and take care of either them or their loved ones, because they cannot easily get out of the home and into the clinic. Just go ahead and DM me and I can arrange for a kind, caring, competent therapist to come out to the home. Let's see. I do have my course coming out, and I will have it available for pre-launch. And it will be at special pricing. Okay. And this course is going to be based on whole foods and how to use them to create a healthy lifestyle and to lose weight. Okay. Because we know what are all the great benefits that you're going to get when you do so. All right. So I want you all to stay tuned for that, and also be looking in the stories and for polls and things like that, so that you can actually help to be a part of the creation process, and so that you can get that special pricing, right? All right. Let me scan back and see if there were any other questions. I'm going to just go all the way back. Okay. Okay, someone says that they're looking at the labels in the food store. Desna says, good night. Good night to you too. Thanks for popping in. Let's see. As far as I know, I do not have allergies, but you never know. I'm beginning to think that I do have some sinus issues. Let's see. Okay. I think that those are all the questions that I caught in there. If anybody has any last minute questions, go ahead and pop them in the comments at this time, because you all know that this is about the end of the stream and that we're getting ready to wrap, and I'm about to do my sign off. All right. So just giving it another moment to see if there are any remaining questions. Let's see here. And I think that was pretty much all of the announcements that I had for you. Okay. I'm not seeing any further questions in here. So make sure that you do catch next week's stream. You know, we like to give our guests a nice warm reception. We want them to feel at home here at Adley Physiotherapy and at I Am Dr. Felicia. So make sure that you invite persons also. You know, we don't want to invite them to our party and ain't nobody here. So make sure that you do let other persons know, like, this is definitely information that I think a lot of people need. I wouldn't even just say women, because a lot of people have been through emotional trauma of some kind in their lifetime. So share, invite. We don't want to keep this information to ourselves. It is going to be too good. All right, y'all. So with that, I will be signing off. It's Dr. Felicia here, making the world healthier, one woman at a time. Bye.